Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Audrey. My husband and I have 8 children and we live on a 6-acre homestead in South Carolina. Now, we just wrapped up a 6-week pantry and freezer challenge where I did not go to the grocery store for anything but some New Year's Eve food from the very end of November until about January 16th or 17th. And the only reason I ended this challenge early was because I went to the store to kind of look around. I was hearing about some shortages in our local grocery stores, and I was really shocked to see how incredibly empty our Walmart was. And that was on a Wednesday, and I told my husband, I'm going shopping after supper tonight. It's time to restock. We're not playing around. So I was really only needing to restock our chicken and some of our canned goods, but I'm really amazed at how little food we went through over 6 weeks of not going to the grocery store. So I'm gonna take you into my pantry and give you a quick updated tour and kind of tell you some of the things that I learned about my family's eating habits, cooking, convenience, all the good stuff that I was hoping to get out of this pantry challenge. All right, starting at the top, we still have those 3 giant cafeteria-sized cans of corn from back last fall when I was having a really hard time finding canned corn. One thing that I realized in our pantry challenge is that we really don't go through much corn. So we totally have enough corn for like a year. The oats, we did go through 2 containers of oats in 6 weeks just from breakfast. We did not go through a whole lot of corn muffin mix. We just use it to make cornbread. So I don't have but maybe 4 boxes to buy to refill that stash. We did go through a couple of jars of teriyaki, General Tso's, and sweet and sour sauce. We used that for, I think I made sweet and sour chicken and fried rice one time. And I also made vegetable fried rice more than once. I think we went through 1 jar of this chow chow when we had hot dogs or brats or something. I'm not sure we went through any barbecue sauce. We go through a couple of these peanut butters a month. So I'm thinking we went through 2 during the pantry challenge. When we ran out of deli meat, my kids brought peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter and honey sandwiches to school for lunches. We did go through probably 4 of these large mayonnaise containers, so I replaced those. If you're new here, we use a lot of mayonnaise to make our own sauces and dressings, so that's one of the reasons that we go through kind of a large quantity, because we'll go through half of a container just to make ranch dip for pizzas on Friday nights. This is my other normal size stash of corn, canned corn. And we just really did not go through nearly as much as I thought, which makes me feel great because we have plenty of corn and I don't need to restock that anytime soon. I did go through probably 2 bottles of soy sauce for the couple of times that we made vegetable fried rice. Salsa, obviously, I discovered that we do not go through a whole lot of salsa if we don't have chips. And we did not have any more tortilla chips. We ran out pretty early on. So the only other thing that I use salsa for in the winter especially would be my favorite salsa chicken recipe in the Instant Pot. And we did have that, I think, twice over the 6 weeks. In fact, I just made it again last week. We didn't go through any pimentos. I don't think we went through any Worcestershire sauce. Oh, maybe just a tiny bit when I made meatloaf for the twins' birthday. 2 of our big ketchup bottles are gone, so I need to replenish those. And I did get some more of our favorite Caesar dressing when I went to the store a couple weeks ago. This is the elbow macaroni that was on sale for like $3 a box at Sam's back before Thanksgiving. We went through 1 box. I had purchased 3 boxes. We went through 1 box. I think we've gone through 1 package of this second box. I did buy these 2 boxes of spaghetti noodles when I went to Sam's a couple weeks ago. We did go through quite a bit of rice during our challenge. I still have this brown basmati rice and these wild rice blend bags. There are 3 of these bags left. One of the things that I learned on the challenge is that it is so easy to make chicken and wild rice casserole or chicken and wild rice soup with just very little ingredients. For our family of 10, I still only add about 2 chicken breasts to the Instant Pot or the crock pot. And it's just a delicious comfort food that you could serve with cornbread or rolls. So it's really nice to have the wild rice on hand. Back there as angel hair pasta, that is actually still left over from before the pantry challenge. Our favorite Spanish rice seasoning, just this red Knorr seasoning, has been out of stock every time I've gone to the store. I got one box. This is left over from the pantry challenge, and I was able to get one box at Walmart the other day, but that was the only box available. I don't think we had any of this minestrone during the pantry challenge. Most of my kids are just not a huge fan, so I try not to make it too often, but it's still nice to have in the pantry. One thing that I did stock up on, I think I bought 10 boxes at Aldi because they're only $1 a box and they have 2 envelopes in them, is the onion soup mix. This is required for our favorite meatloaf recipe. And having a freezer full of venison, I thought it would be a really good idea to have everything I need to make meatloaf on a regular basis. Down here, we've got my stash of onions. I did pick up a 10-pound bag when I went to Sam's a couple weeks ago. I am not sure where these tortilla chips came from, but it's nice to have them in the pantry. Here is the Vital Wheat gluten that I've been using for the last couple of months to turn my plain all-purpose flour into bread flour. These are sweet potatoes that are left over from Christmas. I think my mother-in-law or my parents brought them, and we didn't end up needing all of them, and so they're still in here. I might actually use them to make slips to plant in the garden. If you've seen any of my other pantry tours, then you know that we like to buy the big 6-pound bag of buttermilk pancake and waffle mix from Sam's Club. And a while back, I went ahead and filled this 5-gallon bucket with, I think it was 5 bags, maybe 4, of the pancake mix. And this is what we're left with right now. It is still, I'd say, about 3/4 of the way full. So that's what we've gone through over the last 7 weeks or so. We still have plenty of ramen noodles up here. I think we went through a little bit of it when we were sick after New Year's, but I haven't replaced that case yet. We have used some of our Cholula refill. That large can of baked beans is still up there, and we haven't gone through nearly as much applesauce as I thought we would. So we're definitely still all set on that. We did go through probably 20 pounds of sugar over 8 weeks. Now that included a lot of baking and a lot of pitchers of sweet tea when we had company over. I don't think I used any canned pumpkin over the pantry challenge, so I should make some pumpkin muffins soon for the freezer. We haven't used any collard greens. Oh, I've been meaning to make some massaman curry. It is so good. We went through a few cans of diced tomatoes, a few cans of cream of chicken and cream of mushroom, coconut milk. I don't know that we used coconut milk more than once, which was really eye-opening. I mean, it's a good dairy alternative to have that's shelf stable, but it doesn't have a super long shelf life, so I definitely don't need to keep more than 6 months worth at a time. And based on how little we used during the pantry challenge, this is definitely more than 6 months worth. We've got red enchilada sauce that I replenished when I went grocery shopping. Refried beans. My kids love black olives. They have them as a snack with their lunches. We dice them up to put on homemade pizza. So I definitely need to get another case of those soon. These diced green chilies I purchased to make homemade green enchilada sauce, but I still haven't done it. I did replenish some of our crushed tomatoes. We go through those a lot, and we were down to about our last 6 or 8 cans at the end of the pantry challenge. Here's our cowboy candy and some dehydrated peppers from the garden last year. I did get another case of marinara sauce. We went through a lot of that over the pantry challenge. I never got around to our Christmas baking because of COVID. So we still have butterscotch chips and mini marshmallows and sweetened condensed milk, lots of stuff that I intended to use for some Christmas baking that never happened. One thing I got around to a lot during the challenge and Christmas break was canning more dried beans. I picked up a couple of bottles of Yum Yum sauce, which is super good when we have hibachi night. I did pick up another bag of basmati rice. That is our favorite for just our regular meals that call for rice. And there is a 25-pound bag of regular long grain white rice. There are some roasted sea salt almonds. We did go through probably 3 boxes of these Aldi brand Ritz crackers and Walmart brand Cheez-Its. There are some more of my relatively recently purchased dry beans that I would like to get canned up. All right, up here we've got beef and chicken bouillon cubes and bouillon powder. I hardly ever use that because we have home canned chicken stock pretty well stocked on a regular basis in the pantry. I love to have a case or 2 of tomato paste to make chili. Of course, tomato paste is really cheap. We did not go through any dry non-fat milk. Those are my Trim Healthy Mama superfoods. We have molasses to make chewy molasses cookies, which again, I never got around to. We probably went through 2.5 bottles, big bottles of pancake syrup over all the waffles and pancakes that we made during Christmas break. I bought a couple more bags of Himalayan pink salt. We prefer that set out on our table to regular table salt. I did buy a few more of these 3 packs of Alfredo sauce because chicken fettuccine Alfredo or even fettuccine Alfredo with some veggies is such a quick and easy weeknight meal. Someone gave us some fresh milled grits over Christmas break, and we probably went through 1 full container of these Aldi grits over Christmas break in the pantry challenge. It was a really delicious treat to have homemade cheese grits with cream and chicken broth and a little sausage. So good. I did restock some microwave popcorn. That is our favorite. Here are those Christmas goodies I was talking about that we never got around to making. Maybe we'll do that for Valentine's Day instead. All right, when I went shopping a couple weeks ago, I went ahead and got another olive oil and another vegetable oil. We didn't touch any of our canned meat over the pantry challenge. We did go through probably 2 boxes of graham crackers. So the next time I go to Aldi and they actually have graham crackers, I will probably buy a few more boxes. And I believe I used some breadcrumbs when I made meatloaf. The whole bottom of our pantry is lined with these bins that I got from Amazon. They're actually intended for charcoal, but we do not put food straight into them. The food stays in its original packaging, but it's the perfect size for 25-pound bags of flour and rice. 2 cabinets in our kitchen are basically an extension of our pantry. This cabinet contains at least a year's worth of honey, iced tea bags, lemon juice, baking products, and you can see that we really didn't even put a dent in this in our 6-week pantry challenge. This cabinet contains our bulk spices. I always have at least 1, if not 2, of our most frequently used spices. I buy the large containers from Sam's and Costco. I also keep extra coconut oil and jams and jellies on the top shelf. I will link in the description my most recent food shortage update in our area. We are in the Midlands in South Carolina, and it looks to me like our discount grocery stores seem to be suffering the most. Walmart, Aldi, I'm not sure about Lidl. Kroger and Publix and stores like Sprouts seem to be completely fine. And the places in Walmart and Aldi that have been affected the most seem to be the perimeter of the store. Eggs, dairy, fresh meat, and even some produce, although I noticed the produce was looking much better when I went in the other day. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What's the food situation looking like at your house and also in the grocery stores in your area? Thanks for watching.